Spicoli, why don't you golf? Why don't you golf, dude?
I've done it one time. I like the beer cart girls.
We're recording, by the way, so that's a hell of a start to the recording.
Oh man,
that was the last time I golfed. It was all about the beer cart girls, and yeah, I would hit the thing, and then it would go that way. I'm a baseball player, dude. I was like never into golf. Mess up my swing.
You play baseball?
It should translate pretty well then. So that's where I came from. I came from a baseball. I came from a baseball background too.
Oh damn!
And now you're good at golf.
Not me.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
you spend enough time hitting it this way or that way, and you get good at it.
I think that's bullshit. That ain't true at all, dude. I've been playing since I was 14. I ain't gonna hit it now, dude. Maybe I need to hang out with Eric, man. Eric can help me fix my slice, man. Maybe that's what I need.
You got it.
Hey, I can help you, man.
Hey, man, I'm stoked for today. Dude, Eric hit me up probably. Man, it had to have been. It was over a year ago, man. And he was like, "Hey, I was in Awaiting Eli, which was, that was a dope ass band in Omaha." And he moved to KC, started this project called Mchnz, spelled Mchnz. Correct?
Yes,
yeah, damn, right there, man. But I checked them out, dude, and they don't sound like Starset, but they remind me of they have like a theme, dude, and I fucking love that, man. So I'm stoked to talk to him about Mchnz today.
Start the show. The Good Life with DQ. It's Nicole. Welcome to the Good Life.
You are now listening to the Good Life Podcast.
Good Life.
You are now listening to the Good Life Podcast.
Good Life. What? A good life.
Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
How did this all come about?
So obviously, as you guys know, the Awaiting Eli stuff that we had been doing, and with that, I'm sure you guys know Bobby, my old guitar player. He's somebody who I got into this industry with. I mean, from the End in Red back in the day, he's been around this industry forever. He had kind of got away from it a little bit. And then shortly after, I got, a call from Chris Downing, another dear friend of mine, that Bobby had passed. And at that point, I felt like it was a good idea to kind of let Awaiting Eli go to rest. Kind of gets deep and heavy right off the get-go here, but at that point, I felt like it, because he's a big reason I got into it. Music's been in my family for years, but a big reason why I kind of moved from that jock mode to, I've always been a musician and done stuff, but attack it more on the professional side of performance arts, and recording and stuff. And so when he passed away, decided to kind of, obviously move everything over to a different direction and let that rest with him. And so I got together with somebody who'd been a friend of mine forever, Nick Trotter, who's still, obviously my guitar player now. He's about his in Sidewise for a long time from Kansas City. And, Los had been playing bass for me forever, with Bobby and Awaiting Eli. And so we decided to kind of just, and we were thinking just for time. I mean, this was around COVID stuff too. And they were telling us to like, oh, you got to stay inside. You got a curfew. You got this. And it's like, they just kind of want everybody to like be a machine. And that's where we're like really kind of landed. Like, we were like, okay, cool. Like, so this is kind of like the AI taking over the human. And then like, it's kind of like Bring Me the Horizon. They've done that whole post-human experience and shit.
Yeah.
So with us, it's more or less like the AI taking over the human, but there'll be some kind of fold back somewhere down the road where the human eventually comes back and figures out a way to knock it in on its ass, and so, and we're still, like I said, we're continuously progressing writing wise and mixing all. I mean, I remember sending Spicoli stuff I was sending to Tech that was like pop, like we're continuously writing different genres, or at least I am, but for Mchnz, it is continuous, getting more and more electronic focus, but it's always going to have big rock choruses in it, but it's continuing to progress just like those other bands did, like you mentioned, like Starset, their recording quality and their tracks. I mean, I just listened to the new one that just came out the other day, and I was telling Casey, like, holy crap, dude, like this is unreal. Like this is like it's like they're bands that you look up to, but they're also your competition, in a very friendly way. You want to sound just like them, and you want to make sure that your recordings are that quality and that your production's that quality. And Bring Me the Horizon's another perfect example of that. Somebody that they've kind of set that, moving from their heavy stuff to, the Sempiternal album was a big change. That was their turning point. And so just stuff like that, man. Like Awaiting Eli was very post grungy, a lot of grunge influence, some Kill Switch influence and stuff like that. And I kind of wanted to get away from the heavy stuff. Like I still like heavy. I mean, I listen to all kinds of stuff, but I wanted to kind of move more towards like, big chanty choruses, and every once in a while I'll get a little grit behind it on a post chorus or something like that. But then also bring in that real poppy element. That's, I guess like when we're writing songs, like everything has to be a hook. It can't just be the hook. Everything has to be a hook. The verse has to be a hook. The pre-chorus has to be a hook. The frickin' bridge has to be a hook. And of course, the hook better be a damn hook.
Yeah, that's right.
That's absolutely right, man. So, I've never actually gotten to see you guys live, man. I remember we were talking about you guys potentially doing our 1 year bash, which was, fuck, dude, that was almost a year ago, Spicoli. We're almost 2 years, yeah. Man. We have to do something big for 2 years, but
I'll do something big.
We kind of are, aren't we? We haven't announced it all yet, but we kind of are. But Eric was telling me, he's like, yeah, man, we have this full stage production, and it's not gonna fit on that stage. And I was just like, what, dude? So Eric, you kind of go into, man, like, what? I obviously you got to be into like arts and theater and shit, man, to get into that. Kind of what? How did you develop like the production, and like what was your idea behind all that for the live show?
Well, just obviously you watch other bands with their production and stuff, and whether it be, you go to a venue that's got like those big LED walls, or they're traveling with their own kind of setup to put whatever they're putting up back there. Ironically enough, the one that stuck out to me, Bill Kelleher from Mastodon had an interview where he was actually pitching the TC. It was some TC Electronics foot pedal that he does a lot of loops through. And he talked about, and this is back actually during the Awaiting Eli days, and he talked about there not being any moment of silence in a show to where even a bartender can go serve a drink, or somebody can go, oh, let's go get a cigarette, or, the bouncer just takes their eyes off you or something like that. You talked about basically always having something going on so that somebody is immersed in what you're doing. And that comes from obviously being good at your art, but obviously creating that whole package. If you got 30 minutes to rip, you better rip 30 minutes and all of it. And if it's 15, same difference. Whatever you got, you use it to make an impact on whatever crowd you got there. And that's just grown from that. We obviously back in the day had the traditional scrims and all that stuff. And then, you start trying to figure out what we can do for video. And then it's like, all right, cool. Well, can we time up this video with the song? Yeah, you can do that. Okay. Well, can we time up lights with that? Yeah, you can do that in Ableton. So then you start figuring out all these pieces of like, okay, well, I mean, now you got it to the point where if you're savvy with Ableton and stuff, you don't even need a pedal for anything. Like you can MIDI change every single thing, all your vocal effects. You can do lights off of it. I can run video through stuff. So it's like, at the end of the day, I'll give all the credit to Nick on making the video. Like I would just spit him ideas of like, hey, dude, Holy Water, let's have the whole background theme of this song, the 3 minutes and 18 seconds, be a steeple, like inside of a cathedral, right? And then just take that and run with that idea, and let's see what you come up with. And then, for depending on how the set went, we kind of went with that same theme of, okay, we're starting like the human experience getting taken over. Heroes and Villains is early in the set list when we were on tour. So it kind of started with that progression of the human body getting taken and it progressively going further out until we played Living on the Edge, which is the cover we did of Aerosmith, at the end, and it kind of turns back around and comes back to like that human part. So, but like I said, I always wanted to have something. So if we're changing guitars, or we're like somebody's tuning something real quick, or we're switching guitars or whatever it is, I'm not doing a whole bunch of like, hey, welcome, thanks for coming out. Yeah, like I'll say a couple shout outs, but it's more, it's like Starset. You mentioned Starset, man. It's an experience. It's, like we call it welcome to the simulation. Like you're coming to see us. It's going to
That's
take you
dope.
through this experience where you're just like, what the hell, like that was either cool or you'd be like, it wasn't for me, but that was a lot of work, or, like hopefully people love it. But at the end of the day, art's subjective, and it is what it is, man. People are going to love it. Some people are going to hate it. It is what it is. That doesn't really faze me either way. I know what we put into it, but I want people to love it. But at the, like I said, it's Nick took that and ran with it and made it. When I saw the beginning part of it, because we took it to our rehearsal space, we were rehearsing at when Vivo was at its old spot in Kansas City. We used to rehearse there, so we'd put it up on the back wall while we were rehearsing before tour, and I was just like, holy shit, that's pretty cool. Like how it worked out. So, but that's like where it came from, man. It's just like no dead spots, no like ability to. The dude that wants to try to holler at this girl, like, no, he's just eyes peeled on the show. Like, somebody wants to go smoke a cigarette, no, I'll get a cigarette after the show. Like, Tremonti was another person who said that. Like, you just have to be as badass as you can be in the amount of time that you got, and don't let anybody get their attention off you. And that's another way that's not, done through audio. It's done through the visual aspect of it, and we obviously got audio going behind those things that roll with it, like interludes, but the visual aspect of what's going on is captivating as well.
It was, I think after I saw Bad Omens a few years ago, man, they kind of really set the bar for a live concert for me now, man. Because they have the LED walls, and in between songs, they're not like, "Hey Omaha, thanks for coming out." It's like a fucking video playing. Like it's like you're watching a live movie. It's the best way I can describe it, like with the soundtrack going. So, and like the light show and everything. And I was like, man, it's so much more fun going to those kind of shows. You're right, with like no dead spots. And it's just the whole time is just something's going on, man. It's so much fun to watch, dude. I'm totally on board with you on that.
Yeah, it's just like I said. And like you mentioned, Bad Omens, another great band, another like influence, a lot of their stuff. Like the way that knows what he's done with his voice. I love how he's gotten real familiar with his falsetto. Like I've gotten away from a lot of belts and danced into falsettos. And I'll tell you what, when you're starting to learn that shit, like you run out of breath real quick. Like breath control is a very big thing for singers, and obviously conserving yourself like on the road is a whole other aspect of that, and then like I said, the whole production, it costs a lot of money to put something on like they're doing. We're doing it in a much minor way, but that's like, okay, with what we have resource wise, like it's gotta be something similar to that. Like,
right. You say minor though, but like if you go out to, let's say you guys play the Slowdown, dude, and you go see a band that doesn't have it compared to a band that does, it's a night and day difference. There's a band on Alieska who's part of Good Life, man, and he's actually, I'm not going to give away too much, but he's in the middle of kind of doing that now, where it's like there's going to be no dead spots. He's got, I actually edit all of our podcasts on Ableton, so he's got Ableton now, and he's starting to figure out the whole light show thing, where it's like, this really separates us from the pack. And I was like, it absolutely will. Like, it's not even a question.
Oh yeah, that's, and Saul back in the day, was a first, Nothing More is a big band that's they were Ableton users forever. They have a bunch of crazy shit, and that's why you see Johnny up there doing that crazy stuff with his MIDI controller up there. Like that's all linked into the Ableton as they're running all that stuff. So it's just learning the tools, man. It's like seat time and learning the tools, and like anything else, digging in and run it till you break it and fix it and do it again. And unfortunately have screw ups and have a moment in a show where you're like shit, and you learn and fix it and don't do it again. It's live music, man. Like I've had a show where everything just went to hell. It went gone. Like everything was gone. Nobody could hear anything, and when you're running stuff like that, like this last tour, I had a frickin' baklava on with a skeleton thing over it with that mask. It's like, you're not easy getting to the earpiece, dude. Like if you can't hear shit, like you're screwed,
How hot does it get on that stage, bro? How hot?
Oh, dude.
Because I've seen your get up, dude. It looks like you get hot, bro.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. It was definitely like, as the first 2 or 3 songs, I'd keep that white hooded like jacket on. Yeah. It was like I can't even remember the brand, dude. It's something I like, Mr. Shine or some Mr. Sheen. Something weird, but it was a cool jacket.
Yeah.
And I keep that on. I take it off like at a first guitar change, you know. By that time, I was like dripping. Like,
it's for the show, baby. It's for the show.
Yeah, dude. I'll cool down later.
So somebody else that does that is Etched in Embers, man.
Yeah.
I saw them the first time in Des Moines. I had never heard of them. They were doing a tour that we were doing, and they got on stage with their whole production. And then I talked to Russ afterwards, and I was just like, dude, like everything they do is very impressive. Their merch setup, their production, their lights, everything, man. So whenever they commented something on a Good Life post about Good Life Records, and I was like, these dudes are interested? Like, I mean, that was an immediate in for me. Spicoli hasn't seen them live yet, so.
They're good. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
We got the chance to play with them on tour. It was I think the show right before Omaha. So we ended the tour in Omaha because I wanted to end the tour in Omaha. And so we played at Tumble, Iowa. Ironically, like, dude, in this like arena, like a convention center out there, and we played like a rock festival in this arena, in this like convention center, and on the other side in the theater was the Earth, Wind and Fire like lawsuit group. It was an insane night of music, dude. But Etched in Embers went right before us, and came out of the Earth, Wind and Fire thing. Cause all my guys were like just screwing around. I'm like, dude, there's like classical musicians over here that are like great connections to make, like Grammy artists over here, dude.
Yeah.
Like, and the sound guy, Shaggy, he's a great sound guy. He used to do metal back in the day. It's like, I'm always networking and talking to people, you know, and like these guys are out, you know, drinking Miller Lights or whatever, you know. I'm like, hey, dude, come over here. So I came back when I heard Etched in Embers jump on, and I watched it from like the back of the deal, and just, yeah, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I love to see bands doing that though, because it's like, hey, man, like, it's hard. Like, as a band, I mean, you know how this game is. It's a music industry, dude. Like, you have to do something that stands out, dude. Like, and it's got to be something like they already expect the recording quality to be perfect. There's no excuse for it not to be. They already expect your image to be perfect. They already expect you to do this perfectly, right? So, like, it's got to be all those things. Then it has to be this niche that they want, right? Typically, you got to do something to break through. And so, like I said, when I see other bands taking it like that level, whether it be like a whole display of a video thing, but like I said, Etched in Embers shows up with the perfectly synced time, like light show, and all super cool dudes. I think we hung out until like probably 2 a.m. that night, kicking it, and then I went back to the hotel room and we drove back here, you know, but we hung out until they had to leave. They were like, all right, it's time to go. We got to drive back to, I think they were shooting a video with Juan the next day.
I think so. Yeah, dude. Those dudes work, man. I'm actually gonna go hang out with them. I got a debate. I was gonna go down. So they're doing this thing called like a band Olympics or thing or something in April.
Right.
And then Russ failed to tell me the weekend before he's playing with Seven Dust. So I'm like, shit, dude. Like, I might have to come down when you play with Seven Dust, bro. Like,
that'd be the one to go to, man. Like I said, Chad Kroger said it best. That's a band you don't want to follow. So like,
no, yeah, I saw that interview. That was a super cool interview. I did see that, dude. He's right, dude. Seven Dust is they're a fucking powerhouse. I remember seeing them. I don't know if it was something you guys put on.
It was.
But there was like multiple stages out of West Fair. It wasn't just one stage. What was that?
I think we did Rockfest with like double stages.
Yeah, and I remember somebody got hurt in the crowd. And his name's Levon, right? Is that his name?
Lejean,
yeah. Lejean literally stopped the show, got the person up, and then the heat picked up immediately again. Like, dude, there's no like
he's a pro, dude.
Chilling.
He's been killing it for so long.
I can tell you favorite time.
I remember back in the day when Puddle of Mud first came out, they brought Puddle of Mud up here for Puddle of Mud's first time ever in Omaha. Remember, it was at Sokol. You guys remember that show?
Oh, dude, that
Puddle of Mud opening up for Seven Dust.
Right.
That was like back when Wes looked like a high school kid with a flannel shirt on, and he had that album with Blurry, and I mean he had like 7 hits on one album, dude. It was
he looked like Jay from Jay and Silent Bob.
He did. It was before all the bad shit happened to him, but I remember that Seven Dust brought them on tour, and I was blown. I mean, I remember I went with my dad, and he was like, "Who the fuck is this?" And it's like, and then he like boom, hit.
Dude.
It's like, wow. And they were opening up for Seven Dust. And obviously when Seven Dust came on, it was just a whole nother level. But, you know, like I said, it was cool. That was probably back, dude. It had to have been late night,
2000?
like 2000s, early 2000s, somewhere in
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, my favorite Seven Dust show, I'll never forget it because it had my favorite band on it ever. Well, they're one of my favorites ever. It was like this band called Element 80, who was dope as shit. And then El Nino and Seven Dust, dude, it was fucking amazing. Oh my God. I was so excited to see El Nino. And I think the whole crowd was there for Seven Dust, but I was there for El Nino, bro, all day.
Did you ever listen to Third Strike too, in that same kind of genre era?
Dude, so funny story about Third Strike, dude. So Brian Deegan was in that music video. I don't know if the No Light music video. So anyways, when Warped Tour came to West Fair in like 2001, 2002, do you remember that shit?
Yeah.
Third Strike was on Warped Tour, and nobody would mosh, dude. So I was like 5'6", man. You know, I was lifting weights. I was a little swole, man. So I started a fucking huge mosh pit, like with all these big dudes. And the lead singer of Third Strike was like, after the show, you come back to the tent. You're kicking it the rest of the day. And at that time, you know, that was the biggest band in the world to me. I was like, oh shit, dude. So like, yeah, dude, I used to love Third Strike, man.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. You mentioned those two bands, and I was like, they'd fit right in that pocket. 36 Crazy Fists, another one in that ballpark too.
Yep. Yeah, dude. God, man, I could talk about the early 2000s all fucking day. Honestly, that was the time.
That was, nostalgia.
But it's coming back now, dude. I mean, honestly, yeah. Like you've mentioned, like, I mean, you're kind of mentioning all the bands that me and like my wife Jane, like, Bring Me the Horizon, dude. I mean, their new album it's tits, dude. I mean, that's the best way I can say it. That thing is amazing. I mean, you mix them with Bad Omens. I mean, Falling in Reverse is kind of doing that, you know, kind of style, dude. All these bands right now, and you guys fit right in there. Absolutely, man. Your guys' music is definitely like top quality shit. And I've been keeping my eyes peeled for a show so I can come watch you, but I ain't seen one yet, Eric.
We're gonna get something going. I miss playing, dude. I like I said, it's been busy with this and writing and just writing and producing for other bands and projects too, and kind of figuring out, you know, what would be a good. I mean, it's just getting ready to be summer, so I'd like to jump on something here soon and get out here and rip a good show. You know, see if a good tour package comes up and that we can maybe hop on and have it make sense. You know, like the Earshot tour was a lot of fun. Did like, I don't know, 22 shows or something like that with them. And then we did like another 5 or 6 on our own. So, just has to make sense, you know, like I said, at the end of the day, like I'm not 20 years old anymore. And, you got mortgages and cars and kids and insurance and you name it, dude. The bill, that's like 3 out of 20 bills I can think of. So you guys know how it is. So it's got to make sense. For us to be able to go out and do it, you know, but at the end of the day, like the shows that are local, somewhat local, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours away, you know, or, you know, like I said, my next goal would be pick up something here to play, come, you know, do another big one in Omaha and put something on fun, whether it be Slow Down or something outside or whatever it is, you know.
The Slow Down. Man, I fucking love the Slow Down, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I love that stage, man.
Dude, and in that sound, dude, he is money, man. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I just thought about like I said, if they're putting on whatever's going on in Admiral or what's the other one? There's obviously Steelhouse. What's the one down there?
Astro?
Astro, yeah.
I still haven't been down there yet.
Me either. Like I said, I've seen a lot of videos. Everything looks like it sounds and looks pretty cool down there.
Yeah, man.
Like Astro's got like an outdoor element, right?
Yeah, I think it holds I think it's the same size as Stir. I think it's about like a 5,000 person venue.
Yeah.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ironically, I've never played Stir yet, and that's always been like one of my, like, you know, get like just like where the sun's at today, man. Like, you know, you're out there playing obviously you'd want to be the headliner, but you get that slot where the sun's still coming down on your face, and you got, you know, like it's just you can see the downtown, and just like that's been one thing I always wanted to knock out. So hopefully we get a chance to play there.
Yeah, we almost were going to do the Good Life Festival at Stir this year. You know, that might be a
dope.
next year thing, but that was the original plan, but we pulled it back a little bit, but that might be next year. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. The festival goes this year, but I mean, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, y'all. It's gonna be good.
I'll say we've had a pretty good track record. I mean, we were doing. I think we did a couple concerts, like over at Maloney's when it was Maloney's. By the way, I can't wait to see what Tiffany and them have done to it, man. That B-side bar is looking good. Have you seen it? They moved the stage to the back.
Oh, they did? No, I haven't seen that.
She completely redid it, man. So we're gonna have to book something there to go see what it looks like and tear it up. But I mean, we did our first 3 or 4 shows there, and after like the second one, people were like, bro, like, please go somewhere bigger. Go somewhere bigger. And we're like, yeah, we're big on, like, supporting people and, people that treat us right. We're going to do them right. So we kind of have transitioned over towards the bigger venues now. So we're pretty stoked about that. So, I mean, we can absolutely definitely get some machines on something here coming up, I guarantee.
We'd love to do it. We'd love to do it.
I think there might be a little bit of interest with the GLR there too, so that might be a conversation that needs to be had, man.
Okay, yeah. I'm all ears, dude. You already know me.
We can talk now. We can do it on the podcast. I don't give a shit.
He's ready. Okay,
get it done now.
I don't give a shit. I can tell you what it is, man, because people have a weird view of what it is. They think like. I'll have people hit me up, and I mean, dude, after we had I think it was 4 bands, McCoy. The original 4 is when it kind of got out of control, and people were like, "How much of our royalties do you want for music if we sign up and this and that?" And I was like, "Nothing, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Like, me and Spicoli aren't writing your music. We're not paying for your music. We're not doing why would we take your royalties?" And they're like, "So what's Good Life Records?" I was like, dude, it's a group of dope-ass fucking bands who band together, who can rely on each other, to get badass shows. Obviously with the podcast is kind of making itself a name. People associate that with the concerts, and people just file out to the shows, man. But on top of that, we started the Patreon, and all that money is going to artists. So, if artists are going out of town for a concert, and there's money in the till, the more money we make, it's like, here you go, man. Your travel's paid for, man. Go sell merch and have a good time. So
that's great. That's huge, actually, dude. Because it's there's some nights that are great, and there's some nights where you're like, well, shit, we're digging into our pockets for gas.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is, man. It's just it's a family of bands, man, that want to stamp themselves on and be like, yo, I got your back, you got mine. And it was all Omaha. Until, we added a band out of Chicago, and then Etch joined up, and I was like, Etch was a big one, man. And when they joined up, I told everybody, I was like, yo, this is, these guys don't have to do this. Trust me. They don't have to be a part of this.
No, that's the thing. But I mean, it's a good thing. Cause like I said, there's some, and we were bullshitting about that night in Iowa, man. There's some good music in the Midwest, hell, a band we played with in Fort Wayne, dude, blew my mind. It sounded like Disturbed, just out of nowhere. And I'd have to, I'm going to sound dumb right now. I'd have to look up the band's name, but I got it in my Spotify saved because I didn't want to forget it and to not find it again. But the band sounded just like Disturbed, and they had the same thing. They came with their whole light show. They had their whole setup, and I was just like, dude, and it's just, you don't expect it every night. I mean, some nights you run in and you see a cool band that's opening up, and it's like, holy shit. And then a lot of nights it's kind of so, and
right.
I was just like, and it's like, dude, we were talking about that in Iowa though, me and Russ, and I was like, there's a lot of pretty killer bands around, dude, in the Midwest, and especially Omaha. Omaha's got it's crazy, man, living in Kansas City and living in Omaha, the vast difference in the scene.
I was talking to somebody out of KC, and they said that the scene is very difficult.
It's I mean, it's Is
it bullshit? You can say it.
Oh, bro, that's a fucking joke.
Really?
It's not the artist. No, there's a lot of there's some really good artists. How I say this? The business, the people in charge of booking, the person in charge of booking all the shows down there, blackballs a lot of artists.
Damn. Yeah, and
I won't get too much into that. You kill a scene that way.
I won't get too much into that, but a lot of the artists that, that joined Good Life kind of had that where they were like, there's only like one avenue really to, to do this place or do this place or do this. And it was like, well, fuck it. Let's band together, man. Let's band together and let's do what we do.
Yeah. Let's do it our own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cody from Evandale.
That's the thing is that's the thing. So that's the thing, Spicoli, to add to your point there, bro. I mean, and I'll say this, dude, I put 3 badass regional bands on Mchnz's first show in Kansas City, right? We booked the Voodoo down there.
Oh yeah.
And we got told it was a different price from someone. And I went to the straight source and got it for a different price.
Yep.
And then I had somebody book 3 different shows around my shit to fucking cloud my show and hurt my attendance because I went my own way and tried to do it and say, like, dude, like, I mean, we're a business, man. I paid every single artist. I lost money on the show. Paid every single artist. Made sure they got what I fucking promised them. And had somebody try to hurt our show just because I didn't want to pay. And I said, hey, you can promote all you want. I'll pay you to promote it. But you're not going to overcharge me for a venue, dog. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, I already know what the venue costs. I'm not stupid. And if you get mad at me and you want to hurt my band and that's the business practice you want to do, man, I pray for you, dude. Like, that's fucked up. You'll run yourself out of this game eventually. That's just me being real with you guys right here, dude. I'm as real as it gets. But that's what's hurting. And it's not maybe just that scene, but that specifically after living it, that's what's hurting the scene, man. Omaha don't act that way. You see how much we're thriving up here. Yeah. We got artists of every different genre that's doing killer shit. Everything.
Yeah, dude. There's the music scene's coming back alive, man. Like I think sometimes people get pissed when I say it like that, but I mean, if people weren't around, man, like back in the 2005 to 2010 range, I guess that was what I think about, man. And Cody from Evandale, it was like a week or two ago, said it best. Kevin McClure was doing a Good Life welcome show. Spicoli couldn't make it out, so I just hit up all the Good Life artists. I'm like, hey man, if you guys come out and support, man, it'd be badass. And I think we had almost a member or 2 from each band that represented. And Cody was like, this is why we joined, man. He was like, I miss it from back in the day when you would go to a concert and you could just run into tons of other bands being out there to support one artist. He's like, that's how it used to be, and that's what we want to get it back to. And I was like, that's dope as fuck, man.
It is. It's good. Like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, you're all going for a similar goal, and I mean, maybe some people's goal isn't to travel 200 days a year. Maybe some people's goal is just to do this and I just want to have fun. I want to do this, like whether it's playing in a garage or it's making records and never playing live ever, or if it's going and playing 200 shows a year and trying to be as big as you can get or whatever the hell it is. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, art's subjective. And, when you're also looking, sorry, I just had a text come through, but when you're like looking at what your success is, like what's your success, not what somebody else can depict success as, but what's your success? Maybe it's not, somebody's got a family and they want to be home. They don't want to be on the road 200 days a year.
Exactly.
Maybe it's just, hey, I want to be able to go out and hang out, see some good bands, hang out with some buddies locally that I know and I like, play some regional shows. And I love that. That's what I want to do. Like that's what they want to do. Like I said, I'll always push it as big as I can get it. Like and I'm never going to stop. That's the thing. That's why I laughed at that dude down there. It's like, you fucking wrote the wrong dude, man. I'm not going to stop. Like, not going to stop. You think that you hurt me by a couple $1,000s, it's on you, dude.
Oh yeah, man. So what do you guys got coming up in the near future?
So like I said, I think we kind of talked a little bit previously, but as we were getting going into this, a lot of fans have heard Holy Water when we were touring, and so that's going to be the next single that we drop is Holy Water, and I've got a video that's just about done that we are going to drop for that. Man, they always tell you like, dude, do this like 30 days and do all this crazy. It's like, man, I'm gonna put it out. I'm just gonna put it out. Like the video's dope. Like it's. I know it'll do well in the music aspect, but I know when it goes out and gets published in like certain AI forums, they're going to go nuts. So, at the end of the day, and that's, I guess, giving it away, but it's an all AI video. Like there's nothing human about any of it. But it looks human.
Oh, right.
What's that?
That fits your style. That fits what you guys are doing for machines, man.
Hence the machines, So, but yeah, so like we got a video for that coming out. And then I've got, like I said, I've got pretty much a whole album. I've got more than one album done, but I've got that whole album, this concept pretty much all finished up. Casey and I, like I will talk a little bit about that. Casey and I are finishing up mixing and getting the rest of that done. He's mixing song by song right now, and then probably put the record out after maybe, I don't know, 4 singles, 5. There's no real reason to really dump a record. It's like a waste of music, man. Like you just dump singles and then all of a sudden, boom, oh, there's 5 singles. Here's an EP. Like,
Right.
yeah, oh shit, I got one extra song, but it's all the stuff that's already, I mean, or you dump a full record, you dump 5, 6 singles, 7 singles, and then all of a sudden the full record, you got 3 extra songs that you didn't even hear before, you know?
Yeah.
So, because everything, like I said, with the algorithms, the way it works, like Spotify wants you to churn something every, you know, if you could do it 30 days, it'd be great, but 60 days is kind of a hot spot. YouTube's kind of, if you can keep your content growing and your shorts and then your full content out there, there's a kind of a trick to that, to where like stack your shit and then like have all your releases for the year, just like boom, this goes out here, that goes out there, this short goes with that. Every single should create like at least 10 pieces of content that you can ride for at least, you know, 30 to 45 days, easy, on top of just the actual video or lyric video or visualizer or whatever. And then boom, wash it out to the next one, do the next one, and do the next one. And then, you know, so
a method to the madness.
It's kind of like, yeah, literally, yeah. Just, you know, always having that dialed in, and you know, I've had, you know, good. I guess I've had good people to kind of lean on for a lot of this stuff, you know, and like you find your stuff out as you're kind of like, you know, even when I got in this with Bobby wasn't necessarily a business mind. He was like this, you know, crazy haired, you know, lead guitarist, the real Tool, a Perfect Circle, you know, and I was more the business mind, like, okay, how do I get, like, let's figure out getting to this, like, what do I got to do to get here? Like, I like to have fun too, and I get that, but like, how do I, you know, because that's the whole other aspect, man. Like, it's fun, but it's also fun succeeding.
Right.
That's, to me, is a lot of fun, seeing it succeed. And I mean, like I mentioned, Holy Water, like somebody's seen a video of it, and then like a night or two later, somebody's singing a song that I don't even have out anywhere. They just seen a video, and we're like literally singing the shit in front of me in like Chicago, and I'm like, and at that, ironically, that show I lost my voice completely. I gotten sick and lost my voice, but I was like, I'm not bitching out. I'm fucking still staying out here and doing this. Like, like, so
your content is super fucking dope, by the way, dude. There's I can remember one video specifically, and it's like a close up, I think, of you with the mask on, and I think you're screaming or something in a live show. I can't remember what song it was, bro, but I that one sticks in my head, dude. And I was like, dude, like, these guys are like pretty close, I think, to like taking this shit to the next level, man. Because the content game is on point. And if you're bored and you want to let us see a sneak peek of this AI video, I'd be very interested to see it, to be honest with you, bro.
Yeah, I'll shoot it. I'll shoot you to your email.
I'd love to see it. Yeah,
it's not like, it's pretty much done. I got to do some doctoring up the front, just like the credits and shit like that, titles and stuff. But
like your artwork and everything, like reminds me of like Ex Machina kind of shit, dude. And like I love that kind of, like, I love that sci-fi is like this cool thing now. Like, I think it's badass, dude. And like you mix in like this hard rock with it. It's just, dude, it's perfect, man. Like, I think the first time I saw Artificial Suicide, that music video for by Bad Omens, I was like, these fuckers just took something that you could get made fun of and made it metal, dude. Like the cyberpunk thing. It's so badass.
Literally. Yeah, it's like make it cool.
Yeah. Kind of like Marvel movies are cool now. Like when I was growing up, if you were reading comic books, people were like, you fucking nerd. And now it's like, if you haven't seen these movies, you're the fucking nerd. Like, what happened?
Yeah. The tides have turned.
I love it though. I'm cool with it, man.
No, absolutely.
Sorry, I had to drink my little coffee there, man. I'm on this real restrictive diet, man. So I had to drink my fat there.
Damn.
So
I'm on that carnivore diet, bro. It ain't no fun.
Right.
A lot of meat.
Thinking, yeah, dude, man, I'm sick of. I'm telling you, bro. There's too many fucking. We went to Sam's Club today, dude. So I get myself one of them rotisserie chicken things, you know, for lunch.
Smash.
And my kids were like just hitting up all the samples, and I was like, bro, I mean, the suicide doesn't look so bad right now. Like, fuck.
Damn,
it's rough, bro. But no, man. Yeah, man, I would absolutely love to see you guys live. That's no doubt about it. I've been waiting to see it. I've been waiting to see some new shit come out. So like, when you were like, hey, we have some stuff coming out. And I know you've been hitting me up for a while about coming on, dude. And every time you hit me up, I'm like, dude, we got this going on now. We got this going on. So finally I was like, fuck, we can lock it in, man. I'm stoked. So this is fun.
Yeah,
man, for
no,
sure.
I'm happy to come on, man. Like I said, I love what you guys, I see what you guys have been doing and love what you guys have been doing. And like I said, I'm happy to be back home. And like I said, it's this city and the scene's been near and dear to my heart. It's been in it for a long time, so, and, like you wander out, you get an appreciation for, where you come from and your following and who loves you, and like I said, movements like what you guys are doing to bring bands together. And, yeah, I wanted to be a part of it, man.
Well, it looks like we might have to have a deeper deeper We'll have to have a little chat.
I love deep combos.
Deep convos.
He wants more of the deep combo.
Yeah. The deeper,
Say it
the
in my
better.
ear.
That was so fucking gay.
Give me the deep combo.
Getting it nice and deep like.
Get in there real deep.
Man, I'm glad my voice is shot. You guys can have all this weird talk.
Yeah, right, bro.
No, dude, we were just gonna tag you in, dude.
I know. Hey, we're recording. I like golf cart girls.
And then he just drops the mic and he's done.
He just backs away. Oh,
I only have 5 words with my voice being shot. That's it.
yeah, his voice been shot bad, man, for a while. So that's why on these last ones I got to do a lot of the talking, which is it's all good, man. People just like seeing Spicoli's little gorgeous face, don't they, buddy?
No.
Yes.
No, I got like a benign growth in my vocal cord. So it's like my vocal, I'm using one vocal cord and I wake up every morning and it's hoarse. It sounds like fucking shit.
Yeah.
But I've been going to like speech therapy now for a couple weeks and they said it should go away within a year naturally. So I don't have to have surgery.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes.
That's good news. Like I said, no surgery. Don't want to have to deal with that. That's the last resort.
Well, yeah, I do not want to have that because they said if like surgery would be out like 3 to 6 weeks, and I don't think my radio job would be like, hey, that's fucking great.
You could do like that one dude who does the talking. What's the guy's name?
Stephen Hawkins.
Yeah, that'll be sweet.
I was about to do like a play off the last resort thing and talk about how dope Jacoby was, but sorry, man.
Speaking of that, how was that? You guys get to hang out with him?
That dude is legit. I mean, they were doing like a sound check, and there was probably like 20 people in the room. And he like walked right up to me. He's like, "Hey, you work here?" And I was like, "Nah, dude. I do a podcast with Spicoli." And he stayed with me the whole time for like just bullshitting, dude. And then he went backstage and fucking. Then after they got done, we got to go hang out with him for a little bit. Yeah, dude, he is. Probably one of the most real people I met, which I was actually pretty shocked about. I don't know why I was so shocked, but I don't know. With that level of fame that he has, you'd figure they'd be a little bit different. But no, dude, he's like a straight up broski from Southern Cal, man.
Yeah, he's a people person, man. He was like mingling with everybody and like took like the coolest pictures with everybody. Had a lot of just, he would ask questions and listen and have something funny to say and like everything. I think that's like, what people should aspire to be, especially they didn't have to do any of that shit, man. I mean, they've fucking made it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's the level of type of person he is. That's good. That's cool.
Yeah.
Because we've met some that,
Oh, God.
the don't meet your heroes thing, man. That's some real shit, man. So sometimes you'll meet a person, you'll just be like, damn, man, like, I don't even like your music anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing Eric's nice. Otherwise, we'd be like, damn, I don't know about Machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing Eric's nice.
Fuck that band. Fuck that band.
Robot
We're going to
bastards,
blacklist
get out of here.
The funny thing is like that Kansas City deal, dude. I made a shirt with an upside down smiley face that said "fuck Eric and his band" because that's what he had said.
Oh shit!
So I put it on a T-shirt.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, that's dope, dude. But well, shit, man. We probably get up out of here, man. Spicoli's voice isn't gonna last much longer, dude. But absolutely, man. Love to have more conversations with you. We have some stuff coming up that I think Machines would look. That would probably enhance the show, man, and make it dope as shit, man. And I'm all about it, bro. So let's have some chats for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm like I said, we're stoked, dude. Like I said, between what's going on with Machines and the music studio stuff that we got rolling, the producing and stuff, like definitely want to keep chatting. That's one thing I try to do is continue to help the scene, dude. You know, help everybody grow and make recording sound dope, help with the visual stuff, help with the show side of things, and I mean, like I said, while we continue to elevate ours, you know.